Bombshell report. Handwritten notes show collusion between Fusion GPS and Obama-era DOJ by Amy Moreno for TruthFeedNews.com. A bombshell report from The Hill exposes handwritten notes from Obama-era DOJ official Bruce Orr, which shows him colluding on anti-Trump information with Fusion GPS's Glenn Simpson just after the 2016 election. From The Hill, a memory stick quietly exchanged in a coffee shop, at admission of a Hail Mary leak. An unmistakable effort to push the Russia investigation closer to Donald Trump's inner circle with corroborated tales. Those are just some of the highlights from the day that Fusion GPS founder Glenn Simpson, paid by Hillary Clinton and her campaign to find dirt on her GOP rival, met secretly with a top Justice Department official right after Trump won the 2016 election. And all of it was captured in the official's handwritten notes, a contemporaneous record that intelligence professionals tell me exposes the flaws plaguing the early Russia collusion case. For example, Simpson told then Associate Deputy Attorney General Bruce Orr during the December 10, 2016 meeting in a Washington coffee shop that he believed Trump's longtime lawyer, Michael Cohen, was the go-between from Russia to the Trump campaign. Yet Simpson allegedly acknowledged that most of the information Fusion GPS and British intelligence operative Christopher Steele developed did not come from the source inside Moscow. Much of the collection about the Trump campaign ties to Russia comes from a former Russian intelligence officer. Not entirely clear who lives in the U.S. or scribbled in his notes. In those notes, Orr repeatedly misspells Simpson's first name as Glenn. Cohen has emphatically and repeatedly denied any role in connecting Russia to the Trump campaign. His lawyer, Lanny Davis, declined comment Thursday. Simpson admitted in sworn testimony last year to the House Intelligence Committee that he had contact with Orr after Trump's election victory. But Orr's notes provide the first detailed public account of what the two men actually discussed. Congressional investigators now are scouring them for evidence that Simpson and Steele had influence over the Russia probe even after Steele was dismissed as an FBI informant in November of 2016. Investigators want to know if any players in the Russia probe gave Congress false testimony. One notation that stands out is Simpson's account that he asked Steele to talk with Mother Jones reporter David Corn about their muckraking on Trump and Russia in the final days of the election. At the time, Steele still worked as an FBI source. Corn's October 31st, 2016 story was one of the most definitive to allege possible ties between the Trump campaign and Moscow, creating an important talking point for Democrats in the final days of the campaign. Glenn asked Chris to speak to the Mother Jones reporter. It was Glenn's Hail Mary attempt, Orr wrote. When Simpson testified before Congress, he said he and Steele acted out of a sense of duty. For him, it was professional obligations. I mean, for both of us, it was citizenship. You know, people report crimes all the time, he told the Senate Judiciary Committee. In his House testimony, though, he conceded not knowing if what he and Steele dug up amounted to a crime. At the time that that Chris decided to take this to the FBI, I wasn't convinced of the facts of anything in terms of, I wasn't convinced that there was a specific crime that occurred. So congressional investigators want to know why. If Simpson acted purely on a basis of civil duty, He and Steele went to the press shortly before Election Day with allegations before the FBI completed its work. Simpson's lawyer, Josh Levy, did not return a call seeking comment. Much of the information attributed to Simpson that December day, according to Orr's notes, involved admittedly uncorroborated allegations such as a claim that a computer server in a Russian-owned bank was secretly transmitting messages to the Trump campaign, or that the NRA was secretly taking money from a Russian official. Many of the claims eventually made their way into news reports. Oh, give it a rest, right? Or made clear he took possession of some evidence from Simpson, writing, "Glenn gave me a memory stick." Early on, Orr's notes detailed the conversation focused on a theory apparently offered by Simpson that revolving Trump team members, former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, followed by informal advisor Carter Page, then Cohen, forged a secret channel with Moscow to hijack the election. All three men long have been cited in the Russia investigation. Each denies any coordination with Russia, but Orr's notes are the first to quote, Simpson is suggesting the three essentially were shark-toothed spies who replaced each other in a secret plot. He identified Michael Cohen, a lawyer in Brooklyn with Russian Brighton Beach clients, as the go-between from Russia to the Trump campaign who replaced Manafort and Carter Page. Orr's notes read, quoting Simpson's alleged narrative. The notes suggest guilt by association, citing Cohen's wife and suggesting one of Cohen's in-laws had real estate dealings in Moscow with ties to the Kremlin. Cohen may have attended a meeting in Prague, possibly in September, about this, or quoted Simpson as saying a claim that became public a month later in January of 2017, when BuzzFeed published a version of Steele's uncorroborated dossier. Cohen's lawyers have rebutted every mention of their client in the dossier, pointedly noting he has never been to Prague. Cohen, now under investigation by federal prosecutors in New York, has hinted he may have information damaging to Trump, but special counsel Robert Mueller has signaled he's not currently interested in Cohen, letting U.S. Attorney in Manhattan take the first crack at his case. 2 days after Orr's meeting with Simpson, the senior Justice Department official met with the FBI and submitted to an interview about what he had learned. I shared the Orr notes I obtained to career intelligence professionals with years of experience analyzing data, sorting the reliable from the garbage. All had the same reaction. The information on face value had the lowest level of credibility. It was second or third hand, they noted, and couched with lots of caveats like may, possibly, and others disagree. The alleged Simpson statement that he went to the media as a Hail Mary stood out to those professionals as an act of desperation that they would see as weighing against the motives of an intelligence source. A couple of the experts flagged that most of what Simpson allegedly told Orr was not from Moscow, where the alleged plot was supposed to be based, but from a reported Russian in the United States who later seemed to disappear, according to Orr's notes. First thing I'm wondering is whether that Russian was part of a compromat operation to further roil the U.S. election rather than a whistleblower, one of the experts opined. And all wondered why a justice official, Orr, who was not in the chain of command in the Russian counterintelligence probe and whose wife worked for Fusion GPS on the Trump project, interviewed Simpson at all. The Orr interview and many other now public actions in the Russian collusion case are breaking every protocol at the fundamental level of intelligence gathering, one highly decorated intelligence professional told me. Whatever their assignment, Congress has a wide new mandate to investigate the Simpson or Steele contacts with renewed vigor and lots of questions that did not exist just a few short weeks ago. What was on the memory stick? What did Orr do with the information? Did the FBI rely on it for future court actions? Did the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act court that approved surveillance warrants know Orr was getting information from the Simpson-Steele operation after Steele had been dismissed? Those answers could make for a long, politically hot autumn in Washington. Listen, they were, they were all working together to take down Trump. That's all it is. And, I don't get the fact that, like, in other words, you're not, as an attorney also, you're not supposed to have Russian clients. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. And then they knew they didn't want Trump in there. And they're trying to look now if Simpson testified before Congress, if he was lying at any time. And Cohen said he might have dirt on Trump. I don't believe it. They would have had it by now. It would have been all over the papers when they raided. The only thing they came out with was that tape recording to pay off a Playboy model or whoever the hell she was. Look, they were all working together to take down Trump, and they were going for information through Steele and everybody to get this information out. They were using Russian go-betweens, Come on. And because Trump won because of Russia? First of all, the intelligence agency said they didn't change one vote. So, don't they have anything better to do? But I guess not, because their corruption can't continue if Trump's in office. That's why they're all going nuts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.